This is Alison with a herFLiX moment. A film that's been gaining a lot of attention on the film festival circuit, Pedro Almodovar's latest, The Skin I Live In. This one reunites him with actor Antonio Banderas. He hasn't worked with him since 1990's Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. Here Banderas plays a suave, sexy plastic surgeon, but with some pretty dark, twisted secrets. Unbeknownst to the outside world, he seems to be doing secret surgical procedures in his basement and may even be keeping a beautiful captive woman in his Spanish mansion.
Norma. Norma.
De una puta vez, anda.
They call this a job, they call this work. I got to hang out with one of the sexiest men alive, Antonio Banderas. Lucky me.
This movie deals with a lot of issues, a lot of really hardcore issues. So let's take on the first one, because to me it was done 3 times in the movie, not twice, because your character seducing his victim, to me, was more a rape, because he was the one holding him, captive.
You said that I seduce the subject of my experiment. I don't think so. I think she is the one who actually opens the door. It happens in a very little scene at the beginning of the movie that she is the one that is proposing that we actually behave like normal people, and that actually throw him out, because she is supposed to be my creation. She's not supposed to take the lead in our relationship, and she does. And so it disturbs him enormously. Then it opens for him the possibilities to actually have a relationship with his own masterpiece. It's like Leonardo da Vinci actually can get a relationship with the Gioconda that he created.
You play a plastic surgeon, but I have heard in the real world, you are a man who would prefer that a woman embrace her aging beauty rather than fight it.
No, not a woman, everybody. I think it's a natural way to go. I think plastic surgery is nothing but a symptom of something that is probably worse, which is a society that is putting a lot of pressure in people in order to be beautiful all the time. And beauty, at the same time, is very subjective. You know, we are talking about a very specific pattern of beauty created by certain people. But it's even worse, you know, they don't want you to be only beautiful, but to be young forever, which is very against nature.
One more question. We totally switch gears. You've been married to Melanie Griffith for what, 16 years now?
We've been together for 17 years, Mary is 15 years and a half. I think sometimes people ask me, you know, about what is the secret, like there is a secret that we're keeping that is, you know, something very mysterious, you know, for us to be 17 years together.
And celebrities?
And celebrities. And the secret is as simple and as complex as after 17 years, we still love each other. That's simple. And there is no more to it. And the day that we stop loving each other, maybe we are going to take our separate path.
I always like Pedro Almodovar's films because he's unlike any other director. Now, this one's kind of Kafkaesque. It's Hitchcock-esque. sort of Vertigo-ish, and even Banderas seems a little Cary Grant-ish in this.
But don't you find, though, that you're referencing so many other movies? Yes, you can't help thinking of Frankenstein, Vertigo, a very brilliant, creepy 1960s French film called Eyes Without a Face, Pygmalion, the myth of Pygmalion. I just found everything in this was so derivative.
The story was so original. I mean,
him creating a person.
Him creating
it wasn't
a person,
original at all.
A totally different sexuality based on revenge of a rape. I thought that was brilliant.
We shouldn't be giving this away.
Well,
You're kind of giving away the creepiness of the story. I think my problem with Almodovar, and I have this with most of his films, is that to me he's about style rather than substance.
Very stylish.
And yes, the film looks beautiful. I thought Elena Anaya was very, very good. Gorgeous, but very good. Banderas was sinister in a sexy kind of way. But I find so many of Almodovar's characters to be surreal, like the mother, the brother who shows up halfway through the film, made no sense to me. He came out of nowhere.
Alison, it's called entertainment. It's just entertainment.
But it's not entertainment.
It's
not plausible.
It doesn't have to be plausible.
Well, not if it's
a horror movie.
Oh, it's not a horror movie. It is not a horror movie.
Oh,
it's a little bit
you wouldn't
creepy.
be horrified if you were turned into a different sex and kept
But the
prisoner?
fact is that Almodovar can't do a horror film because he has to make it about sexuality and about comedy, and his characters are comical.
And that's
so
one of
therefore
the
the
things I
horror
love
is
about
diluted.
It's sort of a comment on transgenderism, but it's forced. I love that. I give this 3 coffee cups.
No, to me it dragged on. I think it was 2 hours long. It was about 20 minutes too long for my liking. I give it 2 cups because it did look fantastic. He has style.
He does. This has been a herFLiX moment.